Every now and again, I like to showcase why the 17-40 is one of my favorite lenses. It's actually what I'm currently shooting on right now. And with the fall colors in full display, I really had to take this lens out and showcase what it can do because it gets crapped on quite a bit, and I don't think it's deserved.
So in today's video, I'm at Grant's Woods here in Ontario, Canada, and I'm only going to be shooting with the Canon 17-40 F4L. Everybody likes to crap on this lens, saying it's Canon's worst lens, but in my honest opinion, this is a fantastic lens. It's sharp, it's light, and at the same time, people like to crap on it because, oh, it's not sharp in the corners. But I don't really care if the corners aren't pin sharp. If a good composition is a good composition, your viewer is going to be looking where you want them to look, whether that's a subject like a person or a trail leading off to something or just an amazing landscape.
So to bounce off that, let's take a look at this photo. It was shot with the 17-40 from last fall, and I think it's a fantastic photo. But one thing to note is you're not really looking at the corners. And if you zoom in, it's not that bad.
One downside of this lens is that it's an F4. So that's not really a huge deal breaker for me because I'm a landscape photographer. I generally shoot around f8, f11. So being F4 doesn't let as much light in, but doesn't really bother me. The only times it's ever really come up where I've been a little disappointed that it's only an F4 is astrophotography. And that's not even something that I do all that often. So like I said, it's not a big deal to me. The 17-40, it's an L series lens and it's cheap. That's the main thing. Finding cheap glass that's good is hard and you got to save up for it, and it's just a lot. So I'm hoping in today's video we can take a walk around and photograph some really nice fall scenes. We'll see what we get. Did a little self-portrait back there because it looked really nice, like the light and the deep greens. I think it looked really, really cool. But one thing I'm noticing is there's not a lot of color on these trees. A lot of these leaves have already fallen here, which does add to the scene. Like, we have all these nice leaves on the ground, but I was kind of hoping for some color in the trees. So I'm not entirely mad about it. I love color variation, but I'm hoping to find a tree or something that has a splash of color. That's what I'm really interested in. So I'm going to keep looking. Like, look at this. These leaves on the ground look really nice, but there's no light in here right now. So I got to get to a more open spot. But yeah, it's very pretty. This car is one of the reasons why I like coming here, because this car is just so cool. But there's not a ton of light on it right now. But I do have a good photo that I took of this car with an adapted 100-year-old lens. I'll show it now. I love that photo, but I had light when I took that photo, and I took that photo on an old Kodak lens that I believe it was 100 years old, but I don't know if I can get a good shot of it today in this light, because there's not a lot of light, but I'm going to try it anyway.
A nice thing about the 17-40 is its versatility. At 17 millimeters, it's pretty freaking wide. So you can get this whole big, amazing landscape, or you can zoom into 40 and get a bit closer to your subject and not feel so constrained.
My goal right now is to get a horizontal crop and cut out kind of the top and the bottom, leaving some of the light in the background. But ultimately, I just want the camera to be level with the hood and take the photo that way. I think that might be all right. Then maybe I'll add a little bit of glow to the lights, like a little bit of haze. I think that might look all right. This isn't really the fall photography I was kind of thinking of, but I got to take a picture of this car while I'm here. Like, you can't just walk through here and not take a picture of this car. It's just too good. Changing it up a little bit now. I'm putting the car in the corner here and then having all this open space here, avoiding this tree, because I think that might be an interesting composition. I have a little tiny bit of light right now, so I'm actually going to take the shot focusing on the car. That's not the car. Focus on the car and see how that shot looks while I have this light right now. So I'm taking another shot, but I actually have an ND filter on this time, about one stop, but it's also a polarizer, and I also have a quarter mist filter, a black diffusion mist. So that'll make the highlights look a little bit glowy, which should create a really cool result. I'm going to go try and find somewhere that's not dense forest to take a picture of the light coming in, because it's getting close to golden hour now, and I really want to get some fall colors, some really nice like reds and yellows on the trees, especially with the golden hour light, but I'm just not going to get it in this dense forest. So I got to go find somewhere else to do that, and I'll see you there.
Another great thing about this lens is it's small, it's compact, which means it's light. So I can throw this lens on my camera, walk around with my tripod attached to my camera, and not feel a strain on my arm. It's not like I'm walking around with 10 pounds of glass. This is a really lightweight lens, which makes it fantastic for travel in short little outings like this.
So I've never actually been to this spot before, but look at this. Such a nice view. I'm shooting kind of into the sun, but there's a steamship down there, and there's some nice fall color, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Now, I'm going to take a couple different shots, but honestly, this is the type of location where I would probably opt for a longer focal length, like a 70-200, but that's not today's video. We're only using the 17-40, and you can crop in a little bit, which is nice depending on what type of camera you have, but I'm going to probably do one wide open on a vertical composition. There's some weird ass noises happening behind me, and I'm not sure what that is, but I'm going to do a vertical composition to get some of the rock wall and the boat and some of the fall colors in the background. And then I'm going to zoom into 40 millimeters, probably around 40 millimeters, and see what shots I can get. Maybe I can get close to the boat and some of the boat houses in the back with the nice color.
Now, I'm not really a big fan of this composition. I really do think a longer focal length, like a 70-200, would have been a better choice here. But at the same time, it's a good example of the capabilities of this lens.
So I am liking those shots so far.
I'm not now.
I'm shooting with the neutral density filter on at 1/4 second f11 ISO 100. And the reason why I'm doing that is I'm just smoothing out the water a little bit. I know it's not a huge integral part of the photo, but as Reacher says,
details matter.
So I really want to smooth that out a little bit and get the best shot I can with what I have currently. Now I'm going to do a couple other compositions. I'm going to raise my camera up as high as I can to kind of shoot over the trees, because right now a little bit of trees are encroaching on the steamship. Just down there, you can see a little bit of trees encroaching on it. I don't really want that, so I'm going to try to minimize that. And then I'm going to do a wide crop shot. Crop in the top and the bottom, same as before, and just kind of have the middle slice of the photo, which I think might look nice. Well, that was pretty sketchy. I don't recommend you ever trying to do that, but I just wanted to get higher above the trees as much as I could, because they're just encroaching on the boat too much. That I want the boat. The boat's the subject here, and the color in the foreground and the background kind of wrap around the boat. So I don't want them. I want them touching as least as possible. So I had to get higher up on these sketchy rocks here. So wouldn't recommend it, but hopefully it turned out.
So I actually ended up shooting for a couple more hours. I filmed everything, but honestly, the photos were just not good. The compositions were not good. The light, that was pretty good, but where I wanted it was not good. So to illustrate this, I'll show you the photos real quick so you can see how bad they actually were and why I'm not showcasing the rest of that day. So I actually decided to go out another day and kind of redeem myself and shoot some nice fall colors where I know I would have light.
Just got to Arrowhead Provincial Park. I was here 2 weeks ago with Nick and I got a shot of the bend. However, there was a big ass tree in the way and I really hated it and I wanted to redeem myself because I don't like generative filling a whole big area. A rock, a stick, that's fine. A whole big ass tree, I'm not about that.
So for some context, this is the original shot with the tree encroaching on the river. It's not a good composition. That's a lot to generative fill out, and I did not want to do that. But the 17-40 handled the new shot fantastically.
So I'm here at the bend. I'm going to go to the viewing point, which I could have shot from last time, but it was friggin' packed with people, man. But I'm here during the middle of the week, so I'm hoping it's relatively clear. The parking lot is kind of full, so I'm a little worried about that. So I might not talk to the camera, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But the light is looking really nice right now. Like, look at this. That's looking pretty nice, pretty golden. And I can tell you, it smells so good. I love the smell of fall. Soon it'll be stick season, so that's a little sad. But right now, amazing. Perfect. Well, I think I got the shot. We had some really dynamic light. The clouds coming in was really creating some scattered light all over the trees, which I think is going to look pretty nice. And all the people that were there were other photographers, so I felt right at home. So that was really nice. I'm excited to edit these photos and redeem myself. I'll see what happens. I really like the way the light's hitting this tree right now. I can't really see, but I can see it shimmering. So I'm trying to get a nice composition of this with the little S-curve leading line of the pond leading up to the tree with the nice little sprinkle of red in there. I think that's going to look really nice. But the light is also hitting the trees behind me, but there's a couple there right now, so I want to try and take a photo over there, but I don't want to make it look like I'm trying to take a picture of them because that would be awkward. But I am going to shoot that because my battery is dying. I have an extra one in the car, so I'm kind of on borrowed time right now unless the battery in my car is charged. But we'll see. We'll find out in a second. This is one of those compositions where, yes, it looks pretty, but when you actually go to take a photo of it, it's not very good. It's not really a good photo. But I'm going to take the photo anyway, because who knows? Maybe I'll like it when I see it on the computer, but I don't have high hopes. I have bigger hopes for this one. So we'll see. But I don't know.
So the first shot is nice, but the problem was I was shooting directly into the sun, so I was getting a lot of sun glare on my lens. I was getting all the lens distortions and lens flares. So I kind of balanced that out in editing and by adding a little bit of haze to make the photo look more ethereal and glowy, which I don't hate it. It's an okay composition. And the other one, I went for a wider sort of crop, like tighter crop, and I think it's just all right. It has nice color, but nothing to write home about. So if you are thinking about buying the 17-40, I'd say watch my review on it right here. And if you guys enjoyed this video, subscribe. I'd love to see you back here hanging out in another video. Now, that's all I got for you. You guys have a good one. Peace.